Howdy. Now, we were having a bit of issues there trying to connect to this one, but it seems to be working now.
Okay.
So, if you...
Do I have an invite?
it wouldn't let me invite anyone. But I have a stream up in the Discord.
Do you have a code?
No, I just have a stream code.
Oh, they don't have like a...
Nope. But there's 8 seconds left and only 2 people out. Mancho's going to try and get first place when he has 1 corner left. Mancho takes first. Donkey's the only person out on track at the moment.
Yes.
And there's been a yellow flag, but I'm not sure why. But yeah, there was a lot of streaming issues there a second ago. I don't know why there was a different code. But 2 secs. So yeah, at least we're in. We're in this time just for the race.
Yeah. I'm gonna apologize about that background noise if you hear me, so I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, that's fine.
From what I know, starting on the softs is something you don't want to do.
Don't want to do?
No.
No, on mediums.
So the trick is, yeah, because it's in the same session, you want to start with the mediums and then ideally go medium hards. That's the usual strategy you kind of want to be going with. If you go on the softs, you're kind of forcing yourself to go on a 2-stop strategy, which isn't really ideal considering considering how quickly the softs go. It's something you don't really want to be on.
Yeah, and especially with 2 seconds. Let me just turn you up so make it easier. 1 sec. Now we are back. Yeah, like I think that's like with my race in that one, starting off in the mediums or starting off in the softs kind of pushed me to do that two pitted one, and then lost like what 20 something seconds.
I believe you were picking on that 5 or 6 if I'm right, and the main reason being is you're doing a couple, like 2 maybe 3 laps on those softs in quali.
Mm-hmm.
So those are precious laps that you can't really like use anymore because you've already used them in the first session. So when it comes to the race, you're forced to do less laps, meaning that because they are not going to stretch long enough.
No, understandable, yeah.
To do stop. From what I know, if you do a fresh session, you can make softs hard work.
Yeah.
But only if they're both fresh tires, kind of like how I was able to do. But if I was to start on the softs or the hards, I wouldn't have been able to do them.
I would just understand that. And for anyone who doesn't know, Hodgson is one of the F1 Division 1 drivers who just won. I believe he came first in the Division 1 race today in this track,
Yeah.
which was probably about 20 minutes ago. So out in front we've got Mancho, who has been running away with the division so far. But we are about to start this race, which I'm kind of... Oh, there we go. We are off. Mancho off in first. Mancho keeps up, and then we got the 2 Red Bulls, and there is that Alex there in... Oh, ooh. The Ferrari went wide. Some great fair play to everyone not spinning out. Already no safety car, doing a lot better than the Division 1
Yeah.
one.
So who is the Ferrari?
Okay, so we've got Ferrari being Cal. Yeah, Cal is the Ferrari.
Okay.
Then we've got Donkey and the McLaren, Shadow and the Merc. We've got Poke in the Alfa Romeo. We've got Kian in the other Merc. We have got Exa in the other Alfa Romeo, Bradley in the Alfa Tauri, Alex on the softs on the McLaren, Shigeki in the Red Bull along with Quizzy also on the Red Bull, and up in first in the Racing Point is Mancho.
Okay. I did notice that Bradley was on the soft tire. Oh no, not the soft.
On the mediums.
Mediums.
Yeah, and speaking of Bradley now, is he going to attempt to try and do anything here? No, he doesn't. But we've got... Ooh. Okay, so we've got Manchu on the soft. We have top 4 positions all on softs, along with Exa also softs. Looks like Bradley, Kian, Poke, Shadow are all on mediums, but everyone else is on softs. So there's a possibility that could also work out for him.
And are these all here present to this race, or are they AI? Or?
That's something I do not know. I do not know who's AI in the race.
Because I currently see in the F1 in the F1 channel,
Yeah, like I presume whoever's in there is in this race, and who isn't is. We've got a yellow sector too, but we need to find out if anything happened.
Yeah. I think if you want to spectate, there should be a few options to like be able to see the track. So if there is any bad
Yeah.
I believe so. I didn't know if you wanted to press X.
I see. There doesn't seem to be a lot of fighting at the moment. Everyone seems to be maintaining there, but Mancho with another fast lap.
As he has also just topped the fastest lap.
He has.
And DRS is now open.
It is, which makes this game a lot more open right now.
We see Quizzy right behind Mancho. He's within the second. Same with Alex on Shiguki. Same with Poke on Nelag as well.
Yeah, so when it comes to the first DRS zone, it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what or who is going to take it full advantage of it. And we'll go up towards the front anyway, because this will be the first DRS zone. And QZ trying to keep it under a second to see if he can do anything at all on Mancho. He is gaining a substantial amount. I'm just going to keep an eye on them for just 2 seconds, because they are coming up to the DRS zone. Ooh, it was a bit wide. Very wide. He'd be lucky if he manages to keep anything there. Yeah, he's got DRS.
Yeah, there's no.
But he's not.
Fill up the DRS, but there's no slipstream or anything going on there.
Yeah.
One thing that I'm sure these guys will all be feeling is the fact how DRS is a big issue when it comes to this track. For some reason, at least from when I was racing just a few minutes ago, it was really difficult to try and keep DRS up.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of don't really want to be using it for the most part unless you actually get a substantial amount to actually make a move, because when I was sitting on around 20 to 30, it just felt like not enough at all.
Yeah, like I noticed that myself when I was trying to build something, like, you know, trying to get up just without using anything. It was just going down as well. It's very annoying. Like, let's see what we have here. Bradley's going to try his best to redeem himself from last season, where in the rain he spun out in the last corner, which was very unfortunate for him. But doing well in 6th, no rain, so he should be fine. You see, Cal here is having an awful time with like half a minute behind everybody else, or behind Donkey.
Yeah, I'm gonna presume maybe he had to do a pit stop.
Oh yeah, he definitely had a pit. There's something definitely happened down in the first like 2 or 3 corners. He went super wide. I'm not sure if it was collision, but that's something that'll probably be looked at after the race is over. But we're on lap 4:28 here, and I'm surprised with how clean it's been. It's been very clean. And we see QZ here trying to get everything he can to get behind in front of Mancho. Like, if you weren't here last time, this actually looks like a game this time instead of a slideshow. Crusader. That's because I have a brand new PC. Oh, is he going around the outside? Oh no! Can he cut back in the?
Then he's gonna have the inside corner to overtake.
He will, but no, he cuts back in. He cuts back in. Hodgson is very quiet. Yeah, Hodgson is a bit quiet. I did try to turn him up, but
I can turn my gain up a little bit, but I might be a little bit too loud on your end.
No, that's fine. I can always turn you down on my end, as long as they can hear you.
Okay, how does that sound?
That sounds a lot better. We'll see if Crusader's watching. He'll let us know. But yeah, Crusader. I also have a new PC now compared to the last race, so it'll actually run now. So we're gonna. It's so interesting watching these two fight on the first place here, because like QZ has to redeem himself. He was in first for the majority of the race last week, and crashed. Oh, that's very close. Oh, he's been super aggressive and all around the back of him. He's more than likely going to get him on the DRS here.
Yeah, although he is going wide.
I know, but surely he has enough. No.
No, I don't think he does. I think his ERS is very low.
Yeah, it looks like it because he's not gaining anything. We'll start from the bottom again.
Are you able to look at the spectator menu?
Spectator menu, yeah.
See if we can get a few of these. If you want to go on track map and add it on, there we go.
Yep.
There we go. We can see if there's a yellow flag or if we're hovering over someone, or also tell us if they do like a faster sector.
Yeah, I did have it set up last time, but probably because it's at the new PC and everything, you kind of reset everything. You can still.
So I think the
chat saying that you can still turn up a little bit, turn yourself up a little
bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try it now.
There we go. We should be better now.
Should be better now. We'll find out now and see what they say. But we have Exa in the pit, and he's going out into mediums. So I think his strategy is going to be soft, medium, mediums.
Yeah, this will be the two-stop strategy that we.
But there is a lot of congestion here in the track. My lord, like is QZ pitted as well? But ooh, yeah. Does he have it taken?
Too wide, go around the corner.
Oh.
He gets the outside, he holds it.
That's great. Now this is a man on a mission, trying to make sure he passes out Nellick here now. But will he get it though? That's probably going to be something that happens. Alex also going on to the hards. That's a you strategy right there. I think he picked up a leaf out of your book.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that's going to be good for the later, because it feels like the hards and the mediums didn't really have that much of a pace difference.
Yeah, sometimes
like you could kind of keep up well with the medium runners.
Exa trying to overtake Donkey. Is it Donkey's trying to overtake here? But will he get it? Because they're coming out towards the DRS zone in a second.
Ooh, that was close.
That was very close. But
on the inside.
Great awareness from Donkey to not to challenge that when he knows it's going on the inside. But we're just gonna go up here. Bradley in third at the moment, but with Mancho and Shogeki in there, what are they going to come out on? Mancho comes out on the hards. Ooh, that was close.
Very close to Bradley.
Ooh, QZ just ranking up. Oh my lord! Look at him. He's a man on a mission.
You
He's
can definitely see the skill difference from, this year moving forward from last year.
100%, and it's only going to
Everyone's
get
a lot
better.
more aware.
Like, I think soon enough we'll be seeing Mancho and QZ both popping up into Division 1 soon.
I'm just going to have a quick look at the standings, actually, because we might be able to see if there's any battles on the track and in the standings currently.
No problem at all. We're going to start from the bottom. We're Donkey going out on hards just out of that, and then up in 10th with a point is Cal. I think it's Cal. Should be. Then we've got Exa, 9th, Shigeki in 8th, Alex, Mr. Fluffy Bunny, and the McLaren in 7th, Shadow in 6th, Poke in the Alfa Romeo in 5th, Kian, Mr. Nedig, rolling around in the Mercedes in 4th, and 3rd place we've got Bradley at Tota's Not Our Kin, QZ, and Mancho, and these two are going at it. It's going to be very interesting to see now because of Mancho having the harder compound. Do you expect QZ to be a lot faster? He's going to try his best to try and get the slipstream here. And like, is he going to try and go wide again like he did in the last corner? That's the pace that he goes around that corner is ridiculous. It's fantastic to watch too. But let's just move back because there's not going to be much passing there. But actually, we're going to go back and see just right now. We're going to see how they both take the corner. Whoever gets a better exit will surely do well on the next two bends. They can go flat out here. This is a flat out bend. But then we're just going to go back a little bit and we're going to go to see what the fight between Nelik and Poke is. Bear in mind, I still don't know who is AI and who isn't, but either way, it's going to be interesting to say the least. And then we're going to show there, and then, oh my lord, Mancho manages to keep that. I don't know how he managed to keep that, but we're coming up to the long stretch now. He's going to do everything he can to try and retain this first place, but we're going to see now. He's moving over to the left, so there's no, or the right, so there's no slipstream here. But there is a yellow flag, and it's Alex.
Ooh,
that's unfortunate to see. Alex spinning out there. Not exactly sure what happened because we were too busy looking at Mancho and QZ that are still having the fight of their lives up top here.
Yeah, it's definitely something we're wanting to keep on to because it feels like there's diving.
QZ going in on the inside, and will he manage to keep this? He takes first as of now, but will he keep it by the end of the corner? Ooh, so far so good.
He's going to have the inside for the next corner.
Yeah, he manages to maintain it, but we've got a Shogeki going into the pits now. With Alex. What's Alex? Alex is staying out, which is interesting to see. Feel sorry for Alex with that spin. We're going to go back up here now and see the little battle that there is between the Alfa Romeo and the Mercedes.
One thing to take from this is currently at the minute is Alex is in second in the standings from what I see. And we currently have Bradley in third. So if Bradley can keep ahead, like he is doing, keeping himself calm, keeping that third place, rocked down and secure, then this could be a very good points haul to be able to get to second in the championship.
Oh, 100%. Like, bear in mind it is still early in the season, but that doesn't take away from points by the end of the day. And one point could really make a difference by the end of it. And we see Poke trying to catch Kian, but now that we're coming up towards the DRS section, there is a possibility. And just so we'll just see here now, does he manage to maintain and keep something or take anything from this? No, he doesn't look like he's going to be making a move. But we'll go back up to QZ there because he's managing to seem to take a gap, but that gap is more than likely the compound between the medium and the hard. Like, I wonder how much of a difference it's going to be after that. Let's see how Mr. Fluffy Bunny is getting on. We're 10 laps in. 10 laps into this race. Everyone's still in the race. I'm very, very proud of how clean the race has been so far. if there is any incidents, but if we find out how Alex spun, if there was a case of another car or another, car in on the track that was made for that spin, we will find out. Hope everyone in the chat is having a great day. First start of the week. Nothing better than a bit of BBU F1 Division 2 race,
Yeah, definitely. I actually nearly didn't even make it because you can't join. Oh no, you can, can't you? Because Vogue joined halfway through, didn't he?
You can, yeah, but it also brings into the perspective of where your car is placed in the qualifying.
You don't really get much. You don't get much choice even on track because we know how prone to mistakes the AIs can be like on the start, especially if people are, wanting to dive them up the inside for turn 1.
Oh yeah, which is like the AI can be really stupid sometimes, and like if you're trying to rush to get into the race, oh my god, like are you seeing this driving here between Shigeki and that? Which is great overtake on the inside.
Red Bull's definitely got something to prove, especially considering their last few races, from what it looks like, haven't been too up to par to how they're racing today.
Yeah, they haven't, and it's a shame to see, really, especially after the performance that they were putting in.
Did they join late, or have they been here since Australia?
They've been here since Australia, I believe.
So it looks like their form's finally kicking in, which is really good.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely better to have a kick in now rather than halfway through the season.
Which is true, but that's what happens with me. my season doesn't start till halfway through the season. That's right, accumulating. Well, so far I've gotten more points this season than I did at the start of last season, so we're doing something right.
That's good. You're doing something right.
Yeah. The interesting question is, with the lack of players in the Division 1 at the moment, will we see people get relegated from Division 1?
I think it's 2 up, 1 down at the minute in the structure.
And there's been more. There's more than 3 drivers that are no longer.
Yeah, so chances are one of the people that aren't actually racing are going to be dropped.
Yeah.
Or probably dropped altogether, and 2 people will probably get promoted.
Yeah.
But I guess the interesting perspective we're going to see from that is the fact how, because these drivers are doing so good in Div 2, sorry, when they move up they're going to keep their points, so it's kind of make it even more interesting for when it comes to the title battles, because you've got people that are, kind of, at least the more veteran drivers who are doing really well this season, they're going to be jumping into Div 1 with a bit of a head start on some of the people that are in Div 1.
Key in there, Nennig and the Mercedes, splitting the 2 Alfa Romeos in that last corner there. So he's doing well there, but is Poke trying to get back on the inside? Will he go around the outside here now?
I'm not gonna lie, I might be completely wrong, and if I am, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure Nella and Poke are probably AI'd together.
Well, either way, it's entertaining to say the least.
Yes. It's definitely difficult to overtake the train of AI, because at least when you are at the back of them or in the middle. Because in the last race I had 3 of them that I was stuck behind, and the only place I felt like I could actually make a move would be into
the straight.
Like going into turn 2, which would be the second part of the left.
Understandable.
Going into the left. Sorry.
Yeah, that's understandable. But we also see Exa taking Bradley, but will Bradley just going to let him have it? Both on medium compounds, I believe. But that's Bradley isn't going to give up that very easily. We're going to go back down here again and see. I see that Alex also passed out Shadow at some point during the race there. But we're going to go up here into see what's going back on with these two, with Poke and that again, because they're like so far these are the only two that are battling it out really, and
They kind of stayed together since the start.
yeah, and Mancho is like what, almost 3 seconds behind QZ at this point, but this is where the compound tires are really going to kick in. Do you think Mancho is going to be able to go through, like, do the rest of the laps with like?
So what strategy is QZ on currently? What tires?
He's on a medium, so I believe he
he's on
probably is
mediums.
going soft, medium, or soft,
Yeah, so
medium,
it looks
mediums.
like he's wanting to two-stop it. I mean, they're both going to two-stop it because Mancho both and QZ both started on the softs. But from
Yeah.
what it looks like, I think Mancho's going to want to try and stretch them out to either go to the end, or which would be really good because he's doing one less stop, and 3 seconds behind right now isn't really going to be a massive dig at him if he does have the free pit stop.
Oh, 100%.
Pit stop.
Like with a race that's so close like this, it really comes down to, like, even a safety car could completely change the aspect of it.
Because if Mancho doesn't pit, as long as he's, I would say roughly, if he doesn't fall behind 10 seconds, which doesn't really feel like it's likely, then statistically, if we're saying a pit stop is like going through and into the pit lane and out the pit lane.
And there is an issue. Oh no.
Ooh,
That's not where you want to be. It's Cal in the Ferrari spinning.
Yeah,
Poor man pulled a Carlos Sainz.
Pulled himself and had a really wide exit, because I feel like if he was on the inside, he would have definitely spun inwards rather than outwards. Unless he overcorrected, sorry.
Yeah, it's shame. Like doesn't seem to be any damage to the car, or any damage to the car, but don't think he seems to care either from the looks of it.
Just mowing some grass.
Yeah. Oh my lord.
Oh, okay, that's
Like
too much there.
a bit too much is correct. With 3 pit stops there, let's go back and check the 3 pit stops. So we've got Poke on the hards, we've got Nelik also on the hards, and we have got Bradley on the hards. So this is an interesting time to be on them, especially with Shigeki and Shadow both needing to pit at some point possibly.
Yeah, I mean.
And Alex there making these like back up to the 4th. Like, not going to write Alex off here. He can definitely get a podium.
Oh yeah, and I think the really interesting dynamic here is if there was to be a safety car, depending on where it is, it could really decide the race. Depending if it's really early, then it would be really good for the people that are currently on the mediums. But vice versa, if it's a late pit stop, or if it's a late safety car, or even virtual, if it's at the right time, then it could really help the hard tires go straight into going on softs.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and it also kind of depends where you are at on the track when the safety car would be deployed.
Definitely.
Because like you could just miss the pits, and then it can happen just as you're crossing the line. You're like, oh my god, seriously. And you have to like make your way back around as fast as you can. But you know, sometimes safety car just brings a bit of luck.
Oh yeah. One thing I'm not too sure on, because I feel like the tire wear wasn't too bad. When I pitted lap 1 onto the hards, I mean I pitted and it was about maybe 60%.
Yeah.
So to do an extra 8 laps, realistically, it's not completely alien to, do the full race on them. But in this situation, people like Alex have pitted on them from being at the softs at the start. So realistically, I think there is a possibility they don't have to pit at all from now, which could actually be a viable strategy to being able to get himself back into this race.
Yeah, which is definitely possible. Like, Alex is a very, very decent driver. Like, we've raced with him for like 2 or 3 seasons now, and he can be up there if he wants. Like, like he can have a great day. He can finish in the top 5 in the Division 1. He just doesn't,
I
It's
mean,
the same with Mancho. Like Mancho is a very good driver. He's got the pace. I'm really excited to see him in Division One.
I personally think the one good thing that Alex has over Mancho is that Alex is a lot more. I feel like he's a lot more careful when driving. He's got a lot
The
more
driving
consistency
awareness.
to himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely agree.
Which I mean, is definitely
And
showing
there
when it
has
comes to
been
the
a
points.
spin again, and I'm not sure if
So
he's.
Cal again.
I just realized he's in
Are they
wets.
wets?
They're wets.
Yeah, this is definitely not the strategy.
Sad to say, that is not the strategy. I mean, maybe if he was here last season, those would have been perfect. But like,
Yeah.
I think he might have accidentally went on him, and now his race is just over. Sad.
Yeah,
It's
I
sad
mean,
to
I
say.
hope he isn't, you know,
Like if
I hope he's not just kind of taking the mick a bit here.
Yeah,
It
like
was
if
definitely a genuine mistake.
yeah, with like what is going on here? Like you can't even see him.
Because the problem that we're now kind of facing is, could he be a danger to messing up other people's races?
Oh, definitely. Especially like if you look here, I cannot see him on the screen. Oh, there he is.
Looks like he kind of stopped by on the track to let them pass, thankfully. But
Someone should tell him this is China, not Tokyo, so doing drifts isn't
Yeah.
going to go well. But if I was him, like, you don't want to ruin other people's races. You either go into the
No.
pits and retire, or, you know.
I mean, I guess we'll see if he passes the pits or not, or if he just
Oh
drives straight
wow,
into the wall.
that's
Okay.
that's going to be looked at afterwards. You can tell he's
Yeah.
probably tilted, but that's a full-blown
I mean,
safety
even if
car.
it was a mistake, never crash, because I mean, a safety car could easily happen and it could bring you straight into the race. Again, as long as you're obviously
But
not
like,
laps,
I'm
because-
so confused. Like, why? Like, Mancho's in first right now.
Yeah.
Like, I think we were so like. I'd love to know what happened. Like, is Kyugeki on his second pair of softs or
And
mediums?
This kind of plays into what I was saying earlier. Depending on the safety car, it could really help other drivers.
Yeah, like
So
is
people like
Mancho here
like
is going
QZ
like
realistically
Mancho's probably about to go onto mediums here.
Yeah, definitely.
Like if I was saying what, there seems to be an issue that Bradley has left the session too.
Mm.
I'm not sure if it was a host thing, but we'll get more news on that in a few minutes. But
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, he's gone out in the, are they the mediums? Yeah, he's out in mediums.
it kind of messes with the
But
the
does
hard strategy.
does QZ manage to pass him on the way out? No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
No. Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, it really plays into the people like QZ, for example, who have was on the mediums already, and it's kind of like he's getting a free pit stop in his already standard pit stop, whereas people who started on the hards are now having to change strategy, which means it kind of affects the race, and kind of evens the playing field a little bit. It just kind of sucks that it happened based off of someone who didn't want to race anymore.
Yeah, like as we were saying just before he went, like he was a bend away, and we were just saying just go into the pits and retire. Don't ruin the race for everybody else. And this could be a massive benefactor to someone. Alex is now back out on mediums. Exa is out in mediums. QZ and Mancho are gonna. This is going to be the exciting one. Like once the safety car goes back in.
I mean, it makes the race a lot more exciting, but it definitely hurts people more than others.
Oh, definitely,
I have no doubt in that.
especially when you're trying to get points.
Oh,
Like if you're halfway around the track because you're doing so well, like, and the safety car happens. It's especially with the way this game is. It's also inconsistent sometimes with, like, people tipping off each other, and then there's a 5-second penalty. The safety car sometimes kind of lags out.
yeah.
And that could make the first place driver DNF, and it's not even their fault because of something like that. But
I got no doubt it's being brought to the committee after the race.
as a member of the committee, I'm sure it will. Okay, so Alex is definitely going to have a great fight with Bradley here. But the issue is Bradley DC'd. Like, Bradley probably would have wanted to go on to mediums but we won't know because
Yeah.
it doesn't look like he's going to be back in time. Especially, you know, this
There's
looks
another
like
lap, so he could technically go and come out probably ninth. But it depends if he actually wants to go with that or not, which it doesn't look like he's gonna.
no, that's unfortunate. At least, like, I can't even say much about it because we don't know if he's going to come back into the race, but hopefully he does. And Alex is now caught up to the top 3. He's hungry. He's going to be looking for that podium.
I mean, yeah, it's completely played into him.
Yeah, Alex is the one. Like, especially he's had a spin, and he's taken full advantage of it.
I think from what it looks
Ooh, that was close.
from what it looks like, Alex is probably one of the only people who benefited from the
crash, yeah.
From the crash, especially considering he was on the hards, so I think he's done really well to be able to benefit himself from that. But,
yeah, he was on the hards the longest, but managing to come out the same time with everybody else on the same stint of tires,
yeah,
it's anyone's now for the next 9 laps. But it'll probably be 8 laps by the time this goes around. And what is going on here? Why is Bradley's AI after taking Alex under safety car?
I don't know. I think Alex is kind of righting himself again. Maybe Alex went too deep in the corner and Bradley's AI overtook him again.
It's a possibility. Let's just hope he doesn't get disqualified, because sometimes it does tend to be a bit finicky.
Now, I'm actually curious because we're in the 3rd sector here and Donkey hasn't quite caught up just yet. So, does this mean the safety car stays out for another lap?
We will find out in 2 seconds. I think it should probably show for us as a spectator that it should.
Yeah, it should be around this corner that it starts telling everyone. But it's looking like it's another lap, I'm guessing.
I mean, he is like at the end of the straight, so
yeah,
or at the start of it
like
even.
Lap.
No, it's gone in. Oh wait, no, yeah.
Okay, we'll go one more lap, which makes it even more exciting for when it comes
really
to
does.
last.
Those tires aren't going to get torn out, and just look at the line. My issue is they are all very compact together.
So who's on what tires realistically? Because
Let's start from the start. We got.
Isn't completely alien right now. If people were to.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I think everyone has already gone in. So we got P1, P2, and P3, and P4 all on the mediums. The AlphaTauri on hards, with Nelig and the Merc also on hards. Poke also on hards. Shigeki on mediums. Shadow on the hards, and Donkey also on the hards. So nobody out in the softs at the moment.
And so I believe there is a feature on the spectator menu. We can see how many laps people's tires have been on, which could be really beneficial because we'll be able to see like kind of tire where people have. I think it's on detail. There we go. So realistically, everyone's pretty healthy on their tires.
They are.
Apart from maybe Donkey, but I think in Donkey's situation.
Oh, Donkey does. If I'm Donkey, I get a point regardless, as long as I stay in the race.
Yeah, I think the only way he could have possibly have.
And the safety car is in this lap, by the way.
Would be to pit onto maybe the softs. He could stretch out and try and go for some overtaking, or even if he went on mediums and kept it consistent. But realistically, if anyone spins out, I think Donkey's got their spot.
Just because of the tire wear, bear in mind now, that would be the only possibility. His tires are going to slowly deteriorate, and he's going to lose a lot of traction and control.
Yeah, I think one thing that's it doesn't sound like a massive difference, but it kind of is. Yeah, I feel like because of the situation where QZ's pitted a lap before Mancho.
I was just thinking it, yeah.
QZ's always going to be on a bit of a a pace deficit because his tires are always going to be that 1 lap older.
Oh, 100%. But let's just make don't hit each other. And we
really
are
well to
back
keep it
off with 7 laps left. Mancho leading the pack along with QZ, Exa, Mr. Fluffy Bunny, and Bradley. And they're going how they take the first corner. Everyone so far seems to be fine. No touching, and Shigeki sending in. Ooh, some interesting stuff there. Mancho is probably just like, from now, it's just don't mess up. Just focus. He knows he has that 1 lap advantage on the tires.
Yeah.
But after this lap, the DRS will reactivate. Or is it 2 laps? I think it's 2 laps.
I think it's 2. So yeah, QZ is definitely going to want to make a move earlier rather than later, being with the lap deficit on the tyre wear. However, he is always going to have the DRS on his side, so if he can keep behind Mancho for this entire time, then he should be okay when it comes to trying to make that move. Though if he's not wanting to stay in the slipstream, that's also kind of going to hurt him, especially when there's no DRS currently.
Is Poke managing to overtake here? They're going wheel to wheel for the end. It'd be interesting if they took it.
Oh,
ooh.
Can he keep it?
Regardless if it's.
Oh my god, they're going to go side by side into the next corner.
Ooh. That is brave.
Keeps the spot.
Regardless if they're AI or not, that is interesting to see.
That's really cool to watch.
Yeah.
Those shadows right behind it also, he could possibly make a move on them while they're battling.
So is Donkey. Donkey
Donkey's
is
doing really well, especially with the tire where he has.
And then he did that. Like, we're still, like, he just needs to keep up behind him. Like, there is still a possibility he can do it. But we'll go back up to the top again. Mancho out in first, building a massive gap. Like, has he been keeping fuel? Like, that's the one thing, like, who's been on lean and who hasn't, like, if they forgot to put it on lean.
Again, I think if you go on the spectator menu, you can see their, like, I think it's telemetry. We'll be able to see what their ERS is like. We can see.
Yeah, this is the best we can see right now.
So I think even if we were able to see the ERS, we can see that Mancho's got plenty, which is really huge. Question is QZ got less?
Oh yeah, he's got way less.
Oh.
But he's going for the inside. He went too wide. Oh,
it's too deep.
Oh, that is unfortunate. He's going to lose a lot of time there.
To be honest, with the ERS situation, I think that might have been his one chance, unless Mancho really messes up. But I think this is definitely Mancho's race to lose at this point.
Oh, definitely. And especially, you can see how rapid he is now just going through the track. So sometimes it's nice to take a break from the steering wheel and just spectate it,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Then we've got Exa and Alex. This one's going to be interesting because they're still very close. And how's Alex doing? Alex has a little bit more ERS. Or less. We've got Shigeki by himself at the moment. And we're almost coming up back to the first DRS zone again. The only question is, will we see any position changes? Like, Alex knows what he needs to do. Like, if I'm Alex, I would be happy with fourth knowing that Bradley is behind me. But it'll always be a bit nicer pushing to that podium position.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think another good person to point out is Shigeki was actually, before the safety car restart, I think he was either 8th or 9th.
Yeah.
And he's now 5th, so he's done really well when it comes to overtaking the hard runners. He's now got the medium runners to try and catch up to, so it'll be interesting to see how well he can fare against them who are on the
And there has been oh no, Donkey has spun. Like, it could be a possibility because of the 15 laps he has done, and that's perfect drift out there, but
The
And
good thing for
going
him
back
is
up to the start, we see QZ going up into. Oh my lord! Did they touch? That looked very close there.
very close.
Oh my god! Like this, if they manage to keep this up for another few laps, you know it's going to be exciting. Like obviously, Mancho has the advantage with the slight, like 10% more ERS, but it's still very, very exciting to look at. Like this is fantastic driving. Alex seems to have lost a bit of pace on Exa at the moment. He's lost a little bit of pace. Like I'm surprised by that. Shigeki not really having to fight anyone right now. And Hoek and Nellick have literally just been with each other the entire race. Like they've been best buds.
Yeah.
They haven't done anything but just stick together.
What it looks like, I think Shigeki, is actually gaining to Mencho, so he's doing really well to keep that pace up.
You mean QZ?
No, Shigeki. He was, I think, 17 seconds behind the leader since since the times.
Oh yes, yeah.
So he's doing well, and that clean hair, the clean air definitely helps. Also the battling, but because even then, if you look on that straight, he's gained what, half a second,
just from being in the clean air, and his ERS is still. It could be better, but yeah.
It could be better, but he's got to catch up somehow.
Like, and between, like, they're kind of close on the ERS bracket now and the overtake, so that's going to be interesting to see. Like, Exa and Alex are still a bit of a difference there, but hopefully, like this, like even though there's 3 laps to go, anything can happen.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Considering the dives we've been being able to swap back and watch on QZ to Mencho, but
like this is like
just shows anyone could be doing the same thing to anyone.
Yeah, like this race, like even last week, it was the same type of race. Like watching these two, this is Hamilton versus Verstappen here, but not really because we have a racing point, so we can just say it's we'll just say it's Perez and Verstappen. We'll just do it like that. But is he gaining speed? He's gaining speed on the inside there, but I don't think it's enough to overtake him at the end. But he is getting he's closed the gate again. But he's gone in the inside. That's brave, but I don't.
Can he keep it?
Wheel to wheel.
They're very close.
Oh my lord. Mancho keeps it, but not for that much longer. I think QZ is going to dive bomb again, going up here, and that could be very dangerous. Both of them. Ooh, God.
QZ loves going on the outside of.
Oh, he really does. Like if he. Ooh, my lord.
Is he gonna hope it?
No.
Mancho holds it. Nice.
What fantastic racing! Like there might be a little bit of like. He shouldn't have went in that deep at the end of the straight, because if they would have hit each other there, that would have been a bit of a catastrophe.
I mean, realistically, if they make mistakes, that completely brings Exa and Alex into the fold.
Oh, 100%.
Which could make it even more that much dynamic. But so I mean, it could still be anyone's race.
Oh no, QZ spun.
QZ. See it? I think I cursed it with the commentary.
Oh no.
QZ,
and Exa is coming up on. Oh my lord.
That's Exa into second. Is that Alex is going to be right on to QZ now?
Oh, 100%.
How hot QZ's tires are going to be.
Oh, Alex knows there's a podium in this for him. Oh my lord. And this is what I mean. Anything can happen with 3 laps left. Just a shame that QZ, like, he's gonna go all out now. He has overtake on, but Alex also has overtake on, and he has the DRS on him. But will he get anything from it? No, he's gonna be. It looks like he's too far away. If I'm Exa, I'm like, thank you for the second place, man. I'll gladly take that. Mancho's like out on his way. It looks like Mancho has this one from the looks of it. But you gotta feel for QZ. He was doing so well, but that bit a little bit more aggressive, and one slight mistake has cost him even trying to get a pole. Like, Alex now knows that it is a possibility he can get something from this, especially with, Shigeki just still being far behind. Alex knows he needs to push a little bit, but Shigeki can also be like, okay, they're all battling it out up there. I might gain something from this.
That and kind of shows like pace doesn't necessarily mean everything. Like if you have like a really consistent mind in terms of being able to have that muscle memory to not spin out, and you can be consistent over the course of the entire race, it's sometimes better than being able to be faster for half of it and slower for the rest.
That is 100%
And this is kind of
true.
showing it right now.
100%.
Making that spin, and the fact how Exa and Alex have both been consistently behind, but not making mistakes, then for QZ to spin and then be right up onto his tail, then that kind of shows it all.
I 100% agree with you, and like, I honestly just don't like if I'm QZ, I'm like, I don't get frustrated. I'm not sure if he got points 2 races ago, but he didn't get any points last week, so I'll still be happy with third getting something on the board if he doesn't manage to catch up to Exa.
Yeah, I mean, definitely points are points. But it does look like he's closing a little bit to Exa. It's just outside of a second. I think Alex is falling behind just a little bit.
It seems like he is.
We might be able to see a little battle between Exa and QZ on the final part of the track.
Yeah, which is exciting. It's exciting to see. But here we go, like the flat out bend.
Especially considering we can, we hopefully we don't have any accidents to finish it off, but some people can get quite desperate at the end, and we'll soon see what the story ends to be. It's now within a second.
Like, and the fact that it's the last, is it the last lap now? Yes, it is the last lap now. So it's now or never in the next 2 bends. But if you look closely, he has the fuel light on.
Ooh.
So
does Exa?
But Exa doesn't.
Ooh.
So
Exa might have the rich mix, whereas QZ might not.
And he's got DRS. And here we go, and we're going down the straight, and QZ's coming on the outside, but is he going to do it? He's making a maneuver. He's dived. He's taken it back, but he's made up for his mistake last time. But Exa, if I'm Exa here, I just make sure that nothing happens. But we do have Mancho as the winner, another race where he wins, and then QZ finishing second and Exa third. If I'm Exa, I'm buzzing with that result, and Mr. Fluffy Bunny Alex in the McLaren with fourth. It's still fantastic.
It's really good points.
It is. And then we've got Shugeki, who he did well for himself, made up for last race he had, so he's doing well there with fifth.
Recovered really well after the safety car as well.
100%. I don't know if Bradley ever came back, but Bradley's AI or Bradley 6th, Kean 7th, Poke 8th, Shadow 9th, and then we have Donkey here coming up, who unfortunately I felt so sorry for him that he managed to spin. Wasn't his fault, probably. Like, sometimes the tire just doesn't want to work for you.
Yeah, but he's managed to go 20 laps without any of them bursting on him, so it's really good in terms of being able to see how he can manage his tires.
And he's gotten a point out of it, so that is a win-win in my books. Driver of the day, Exa, 100%. He played very well. Like, he really gave us an interesting fight. I feel sorry for him that he did manage to get that second position, but getting on the podium is still a massive achievement. And there we are with Mancho, the winner. The winner again. So far, it looks like he is blowing this out of the park with how many the gap difference. The gap difference is amazing. But that was the Division 2 race with Mancho in first, QZ in second, and Exa in third. It was a fantastic race. Hopefully in tomorrow's race we get a bit more entertainment as we did today. So thank you for watching and have a great night.